You know. I kind of miss having the music in the background. I don't know if I could do that on YouTube or not. Actually, I may have done that at some point, but you know, why risk it? Loved having the classical music in the background. That was pretty cool. Oh well, I'll get the equipment I need at some point, and you know, the Laugh at Humanity show will go on. We will have that back again. Never sure which direction I need to turn this. Howdy, motherfuckers and fucking mothers. This ain't the Laugh at Humanity show. This is the closing hour. I was gonna try to put a couple of shows out this week, but let's just put it this way: life just got in the fucking way. I had a whole lot of other things going on in the background, so sorry for all the new people. By the way, thank you all new. But I had a few more subscribers. Your female followers are subscribed to the channel this week, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, everybody else, again, thanks to Dark Light Dugan, you know, Dark Light Dugan, you know, he got a lot of you guys to follow in here. He continues to promote the show on his you know, his programs. Definitely go check him out. Dark Light Dugan. First two names, those are names. Dark is one person, Light's another. And before they change their name, you know, at some point, Dugan spelled D is in Delta, U is in Umbrella, G is in Golf, A is in Alpha, N is in November. So you know, go check them out. If you're one of my original followers and not just one of the ones that you know came in from there, you know, go check him out. Pretty good show. I listened to him. He went live tonight. He goes live. She has a pretty hard schedule. Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and then Saturday nights. Yeah, it's crazy. The guy's in, what is he, in Virginia or South Carolina or something like that? And the guy, you know, I guess, you know, he has a family and all that stuff. But, you know, I guess maybe that's his decompression or whatever. And a lot of times he'll just do rogue streams, you know, random Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I think he did one. Actually, Friday he did not. Wednesday, I think he did. Sometimes Sundays, you know, that's where we kind of, you know, got kind of introduced to each other after he went on Matt Hoover's channel. Sierra's Firearms, by the way. But yeah, definitely go check him out if you haven't already. What do I have an alert for now? Just gotta have fucking alerts. Damn near midnight. It's already minutes past time the bars will close here these days. Actually, let me check that real quick. We were supposed to have moved quote unquote into phase 3. Oh, Pothic wish like your liked my Instagram video. Oh, follow me on Instagram, by the way, at the goddamn bacon. That actually is my original account. For any of you new guys, what's today's cigar, by the way? It was a recommendation. It was like a European one that the Fremont cigar and vape shop. AJ Fernandez, Bella Artist Maduro. It's a Robusto. Apparently, I thought Maduro was a style too. I guess not. Let me see if local bars and stuff they still have the closing time at Like closing time is still 11 o'clock. Let's just look up the one that's around the corner here. Grill closed. Yep, there we go. Open at 8 p.m. on Sunday. I wonder who goes in there at 8 p.m. on a Sunday. Still don't know if I'll ever go back to that place. Great. Google Maps is the latest info and COVID-19 updates. So how about no? I know enough. All right. Yeah, the schedule still every night closes at 11. I'm gonna take this off and I'll save this. If it's good enough, then I'll save it. So the next time I'm at Fremont shop, I know to get it there. But there you go. Update on the ground. Washington State. We moved into phase 3. Whatever the fuck that means. I guess you got a little bit more freedoms back. You could have more people in restaurants. Some other places maybe more considered essential businesses. Guess that's what it means. I forgot. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, again, I do this show because normally, again, for those of you who are just new here, actually, there are no people here. So the reason I do this particular show is because usually around this time, I'm getting home. I'm brushing myself up a little bit, best I can. And then I'm going to whatever local bar I'm not 86 from, whether by my hand or someone else's. Oh, this is a pretty damn strong one. Okay. It's smaller than the one I had last night, that Cohiba I had last night, which wasn't too bad. Wasn't a knockout, but maybe I'll try one of the more expensive ones they have. The old place I lived at, had karaoke bars that were nearby. I love to frequent those because guess what? I love to do karaoke. I love to actually, like sing different songs that I like. Also, where I met a lot of the subjects of today's discussion. We'll get to that. But over here, not so much. I haven't found anything that's like really close by. I mean, I've only been to the bars that were in walking distance. Really, only one. Because, maybe it was because of COVID at the time. They had closed well before I would get home. And so, it just wasn't worth it. But usually, I would be chopping up with different people, be talking to different people. And, maybe in rare instance, not that great out here. The bar scenes aren't that great out here, but hey, they have some girls that'll come by. But I had good stories about that. They're few and far between, but they're notable anyways. The slump buster that happened to be You know, a lesbian in her 50s. That happened. Also live right around the corner from my house, or from the old place I used to live. Girl was a week away from celebrating her 22nd birthday. Her and her friend, offered to give me a ride home. End up, letting the one that I ended up banging use the bathroom while I say, "Hey, I'll pick a. You can grab a 6-pack of beer and some other stuff. If you want to party back at your place, yeah, sure." End up picking up one of my bottles of tequila instead. Fucked over her bar stool and then on her hard ass fucking carpet. There's a difference between damn carpets. There really is. There's some carpets like the carpet that I have here now. The old place just had hardwood flooring, which I like and I actually prefer. Obviously not for fucking, but easier to. Okay. This is gonna fall on me. I have an old towel to kind of deal with the lighting situation here. This might fall on me. Hopefully it doesn't. Hang on a second. God damn it! Do your fucking job. There you go. YouTube studio on a budget. But yeah, but now I have, well, I'm sitting on the kitchen area here, which is palatial compared to the other place. It's like it's the biggest fucking, I don't want to say room because really isn't much of a room here. There aren't rooms here. Everything kind of melts into everything else. You got not hardwood, but like but here I've got carpet, and I don't know what this carpet is made out of. It's carpet I've dealt with before. It's okay, like it's not the greatest thing because it's hard flooring underneath, and that's understood, but the carpeting itself is pretty soft. Then you got this fucking hard ass, dense ass carpet. It's like it's made out of plastic, like recycled materials or some shit like that. I had it at the place I grew up at, a couple other apartments. I remember it was at the place I grew up at because this was an issue with Hot Russian X. I think there was a one time we went to Six Flags. That's a whole fucking story. Let's tell that story. Why the fuck not? Long story short, one of her friends, Russian friend, not bad looking, but she also was dating a brother here. Did it just get dark in here? Well, he was actually, I think he was fully African American. I'm already shadow banned, so I don't want to get too banned here. They had tickets to go to it was a Six Flags. It's a big park that's down in it's not in the LA area, but it's a little bit farther out. It's the farthest out park from the LA area. They're the other ones that are in LA. That's Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. I think Knott's Berry Farm is in the Hollywood area, if I remember correctly. Or the Anaheim area. I'm not sure. but I managed to get some tickets from somebody off of Craigslist, and that had the predictable outcome that you would get from getting tickets off of Netflix, Jesus Christ, Craigslist. And that they ended up being kind of counterfeit. Actually, not just kind of counterfeit, just counterfeit. But at least, the lady at the grave, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It's like, lady, she just lets us through. I'll tell the rest of the story because it really is a story, but long story short, we go there, we have a good time. Get dropped off back at my place, and me and a Russian actually we're getting horny at it. And the thing was, she was wearing a skirt at the time. She had kind of like almost like the Japanese schoolgirl thing going on. And I kind of wanted, I didn't just want to take advantage of that. I did. She's taking everything like, leave the skirt on. We're fucking right here. We just fucked right on the goddamn living room floor, which had that hard ass fucking carpeting on it. And I get all these goddamn, rug rashes and shit. She gets some on herself. We eventually go get to one like, okay, this hurts, and there's a bedroom. There's a bed like literally right there. Why don't we just go to the goddamn bed? And then we go there and we finish the job there and all that stuff. And I would ask myself if I learned my lesson, but here's the difference between that and the chick that picked me up from the bar with their friend who consequently passed out on the only piece of furniture they had, which was the fucking bed. Well, she had bar stools too. I guess that sort of counts. Couldn't really use those. And if they could, you guys let me know in the fucking comments how I could have used the damn bar stools, because I don't know. And I couldn't really think of it at the time. Had the same fucking carpeting. I mean, only this time there's what wasn't any other option. Well, yeah, ended up figuring her out, and for basically, what time would we have gotten back to her place? It would have been. She showed up there right after. She and her friend showed up after last call. I finished my drink. We were talking there a little bit. We leave after the bar closes a little bit before 2 a.m. They asked if I need a ride there. I remember thinking, hey, don't fuck this up. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a ride home. Figure out they were trying to get some, because what was it? I think one of them was going to be moving down to Fresno or something. And I don't know what the other one was doing, but I guess she was staying there, or like she was helping her or something like that. We're staying in a town that was about 10 miles or so away. And so why they came to this bar is anybody's fucking guess. Talk about a unicorn moment. But I figured, okay, they're looking for, let's just say, some intoxicants. I don't think so. Hey, tell you what, and then one of them, the one end of the bank wanted to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay, tell you what, you park in this lot. It was a place that it was next to where I used to live at the time. It was very secretive where I live. lived at the time for people that I will meet. You come with me. You can go use the bathroom, and I'll get some stuff ready for you guys, and we can go back and just kind of hang out at your place. You know, it ends up happening. I grabbed the bottle of tequila, show her once she gets out of the bathroom, like, you think this is a better idea? She's, of course, because tequila. Driven back to the place. Her friend falls asleep on the bed, which leaves us with nothing else but the floor, and that's it. And we do a lot of fucking things. Yes, she left with 15 cc's of female happiness, by the way. It started with barrier protection and it ended without it. I'll just put it that way. She even drove me home. This is after her smoking and drinking and all this other stuff. There was a major fucking rainstorm, by the way. Hey, it was fine. Whatever. Never saw her again. I accidentally called her after I gotten out of the shower. She made it home. And presumably she's in Fresno now doing whatever she's doing now. Have to wonder how she celebrated her 22nd birthday. Why do I do this? We got a few people watching. Get out of this. I will open up the StreamYard here. Because we have a few people watching. If you want to jump in, I don't know who's watching. Do me a favor, comment before you jump in if you want to jump in. But you guys are willing and able. I'd love to hear what you guys saw the topic of tonight, and that's Dealbreakers. Red flags, I snapped that right before I made this broadcast. Something that Dark has yet to figure out, even though he's somehow managed to figure out how to get like 1,000 goddamn subscribers. But Dark like and Dugan, okay, let's give them all credit. Hey, whatever, he's gotten there, and he's gotten to the point where he's getting shadow banned, or he's getting throttled by listeners and all this, or not throttled for listeners and all that. How far do you guys go with Dealbreakers? I didn't realize I still have beer left in this. Okay, guess so. There you go. Beer, exit right. Oh, last beer, Fremont Skycracking. Fremont, giving Fremont a lot of love here. Fremont's not super local to where I am right now, but local enough. There's been a lot of talk, not just on this channel, but several others, and notably for me at least. If you guys are familiar with Masculine Geek, go check them out. Go check out their YouTube channel, Masculine Geek, spelled exactly the way it sounds. As his towel threatens to follow me once again. It was originally started by Started by a guy named Vince. You can also find him on Instagram, and you can find him on Twitter under the same names. I believe Twitter is Mexican Geek 1. I'm not sure. The original members were Vince, Rob of RobSays.net, and TJ of TJMartinell.com. TJ since stepped down, and now James Streisand has stepped up to be part of the group. They since created kind of a speakeasy. It's called MasculineGeek.life. Go check that out. Now, in order to get in to just the forum, I think it's $20 a month. The whole idea behind it is that basically, since you put a forum, behind a paywall, you remove a lot of the spurgs and retards. Their words, not mine. Who otherwise will come in and ruin it. Think about any online forum, any Reddit forum, any 4chan forum, what have you. I don't even follow any of those, but I've heard enough rumors. Let's put it that way. Let's just say things go south if you don't put up enough of a barrier to keep all the crazy people out. That's what they do. And for the first month that it ran, it was $30 a month, and you had access to a lot of other things, but also they would hold regular Zoom meetings every month, every couple times a month, whatever. Now it's $60 a month. I got in at the $30 a month mark, so I have it set up. Auto restrict. Pay him $30 a month, but it's worth it to get a lot of the stories that are out of this. So, hell, I'm not kidding. It's not like I make buku money, but even if it was $60 a month, it'd be worth it. That's $2 a day. Don't worry, I make it up in super chats. Super chats, Dart Like Dugan, or Masking Geek, or Rob Says, Jack Napier, or whoever else is eligible for them. Red Sings to Blues, all these guys. And but I think it'd be worth it. It's worth at least checking out, at least once. Techno Man 2040, who was down in, I believe, in the LA area of California. I'm not sure. I know he's in California. By the way, sorry, you were in California. Man, I thought there would be more people in here. Oh, well, I'm here for the commentary. Look, that's the thing about broadcasting at this kind of time, is that other people, especially, they're out doing other things, or they're fucking asleep, I mean, so everybody, they kind of catch up. They get the replay afterwards. They listen at a later time. And I've been reminded about this multiple times. I mean, so I understand. The reason I do it at this time is because this is time I would otherwise be spending, going out and talking to other people and possibly chasing the girls and all that stuff. Don't remind me. Yeah, fair. Most likely asleep. Yeah. By the way, Saturday night, everybody sleep at a fucking midnight. Did that all change in 2020, 2019? Most motherfuckers were awake. Most of 2020 people were. I used to run a show called, I still run it. It's called oh, there it goes. I knew that was going to happen. Anyway, let's go ahead and check there. Now, End Times Report, I still run it because, again, it's a Friday night. Like you said, no place to go. You're right. So where am I going to go? And so that was a case for a lot of other people. You know, Nick Schulander was there. Rob Says was there. Jack Napier was there. Mary Jo herself was there. Splinter. Chad Elkins, ElkinsCPA.com. A lot of people were there. And so what we would do is, like, this is way back before. Let me explain something about Instagram Live, because that's where I got my start, and that's where I have most of the people who, that's where I have the most reach. Almost to 500 people following on there. By the way, again, follow me on Instagram, the goddamn bacon. What I did was I created a couple of large groups there. Again, you know, follow me on there and then message me. Let me know if you want to be part of that group or not. Nice group of good people. But you can go live on Instagram. Only problem back then is, one, you could only go live for an hour. They have since changed that. And also, you could only have one other person on at the time. So at the time when I was doing that show, like, I'm doing multiple shows because I'm doing multiple hours. But I could only have one person on at a time. Now it's changed, but if you were doing like a live chat in whatever group you're in there, then what you could do is you could have multiple people on. Well, one time I had 6, 7 people on the same damn stream, and it was a madhouse. It was awesome. And you can go as long as you want it. And so what I'll do is I would record, you know, I would have that live stream. You know, it was kind of private, but I would record it at the same time, usually at the park that I was local to at the time, and then, you know, upload that to the website, upload the audio. You know, whatever shenanigans is going on visually, you know, we would keep offline. It was private, but then upload that, kind of uploads a description of what happened. And there you go. That's what happened. And that's what I did for a long time, but you know, I guess things open up a little bit more. Provided you wear certain things. Or these days you get a certain jab in your arm, perhaps twice, maybe even 3 or 4 times. That's been all over the freeway signs today, by the way. Whether you've gotten this jab or not, please keep putting on the face diapers. That's been a real fucking push up here lately. But yeah, the group is still together. Not the Facebook groups, but the Instagram groups I still run. There's 2 of them. But they've I mean, it got to a point where, you know, again, they would get started around this time or maybe a little bit earlier. And I kept getting, you know, it was like, only saying, only forget, we're only going to join us sane people or wait during this time. You know, less and less people join in. Soon nobody joins. So it started like, there's no point in trying to do live stream anymore. You know what? I'll just go ahead and record this myself. I'll just record whatever I'm doing, and maybe I'll throw it on Instagram Live. You know, which has gotten quite a few people in, by the way. Funny enough, but I'll just do it there. I mean, why do it in a private group if nobody's going to join? There's no point. And so it's kind of evolved into that. But yeah, it used to be a very lively thing, man. Kind of sucks that it's not staying to go. I mean, it was a way for us to continue. The reason it was called the End Times Report is like, okay, I mean, I can report on what's going on here, what are the restrictions, what are the case numbers, whatever is going on the ground, what's being burned down, that kind of shit. And then you guys can report, Nick could be on the other side of Washington State. He can report what's going on there. Have people, we have Chad Elkins, he's over in not Detroit, where is he? He's in Chicago, Illinois. You can report what's going on there. Splinter's over in Maryland. Jack Napier's over in the Netherlands. So talking internationally here now. Rob Says is over in Salt Lake City, Utah. Other people will tune in. Keith Burr Comedy, by the way, he lives in Louisville, Kentucky, I think. So you can report what's going on over there. You can get kind of reports, you can kind of pass them back and forth. On top of just having kind of the chit chat between each other. We're all up at this time. Normally, we'd be out the bars or we're doing other things, we're staying up. Hell, Saturday night being the night you would normally you'd be up a little bit earlier than you would if you had your regular 9 to 5. Just put it that way. But, since everything's closed down, everybody's online, so why not throw a fucking party online? Just hang out. That's how the Gary Dino thing got kicked off. They're doing their 50th episode now. They're 2 weeks away from doing it for a whole fucking year now, and I used to be a part of that until I got excommunicated. But again, those things happen. Can't go anywhere without face condom. What does that mean? Yeah. All right. Same thing up here, man. Depends on where you are, actually. My old city, I have at least one place I could do where I'll walk in every place with full fucking uniform, but pick the damn respirator on and the glasses off and whatever. They don't care. A lot of the places out there don't care that all that much. Geez, you suck at spelling condom just as much as I suck at wearing them. All right, I probably should get to this. What are Techno Man? Do you have any red flags when it comes to dating women? Because I got stories on that. I have quite a few stories on that. Yeah, the reason I was referencing Mask Geek Life or some of the shows that I did here and some of the other ones, you can throw Roll Tomasi in there as well. I'm also banned off of his chat, so I haven't been there lately. Not that it's really worth being there anymore, anyways. It's worth listening to Roll Tomasi himself. It's not really worth being in the chat. Hell, I had stopped being in the chat for quite a while, anyways, but because there's just so many goddamn Spurs to show up there. And I guess that's what happens when you get that many people in. Even Aaron Clary, he's doing well for himself, but he gets like 100 people in his chat, 150, 200, and you get all the Spurs that come in and, just shit up the chat. Has like, don't want to argue with the people, but that's just my nature. I love arguing with people. And so his mod not only banned them, but banned me as well. Yeah, these things happen. I got caught up in the riffraff, and I guess it's a consequence that I had to deal with. But you know what? I don't go any place I'm not invited. What can I say? But red flags come from one thing, and what that comes from is having standards. Now, I'm not going to speak on the other direction, the girls having standards for guys, because I don't know if you knew this, girls kind of have a high standard for guys. We all know about the 6'6s, which I'm still, and actually I do have a little bit of an answer on. If you're packing an extra one in one instance, will it make up for a -1 instance in another field? I'm just asking for a friend. Somebody's racing Harley Davidsons outside. Okay, great. Must be really warm out there. But as far as being a guy and having standards, what are the standards that you guys have for the women that you date? And now, if you guys know who Chris Von Erich was, I think that question came up on his last stream. It was a stream that was, I guess, will be tonight because it's now morning. But he had it Saturday afternoon. It started at 5, I believe. Specifically, the question was, somebody in his chat asked him if he would date somebody who was 50, date a woman who was 50 years old. And that was the only criteria that was put out there. Now, I immediately answered, I think I talked about this earlier, the lesbian that was in her 50s that lived around the corner from me at the time, who had previously tried to get me, but oh no, I did the whole loyal thing. I was loyal to Hot Russian X, until it was very clear that, things were over. I went carte blanche. Here come the ninja bikes. Okay, there we go. Busy night tonight. Jesus Christ. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing this because I'm going through a mic, but I'm hearing it. Yeah, that ended up being my slump buster. Again, a very fun night. I'll get more into that story another time. But my answer was, because most women cannot maintain their looks past 40, let alone 50. And it's not like the 50-year-old lesbian or 55 or whatever the fuck she was. It wasn't like she was smoking hot or anything. She even had the short hair. Again, how do I know? Another reason I know she's a lesbian, she tried to pick up Bowl of Chaos at the same damn bar that she picked me up from. And I know this because Bowl of Chaos not only told me about that, not only was she known for that, but she even told me her name. I know her name. I'm not going to mention it here. But yeah, I know exactly who this is. I didn't tell her I hooked up with her before. She likely still doesn't know. But my answer was, if they're still good looking enough in some 50-year-old people, some 50-year-old women, even 60, as Tom Likas has talked about, best tits he's ever seen in the world is on a 62-year-old woman. Sometimes they can maintain those looks. Or it's It's an experience that's going to be pretty unique. In my case, fucking a lesbian woman and then coming in her mouth. How many guys can say they fucking done that? And Chris more or less said the same thing. Like, it really depends. She's one of these frumpy 50-year-olds, and okay, probably passing. Has she kept her looks? Okay, maybe we'll talk. See what we got there. But you do get a lot of flexing as far as the standards goes with guys. You have the black pill people who are kind of on the opposite end of that. Dude, bro, like you're never gonna get the right woman. It's hopeless, and why even try? And you all know what that is. And that definitely isn't what I'm at here. But you have the other ends, like what is it? As Rob says, what is it? I only bang nines and tens. Which I don't know if you knew this, especially in the States, ain't a whole lot of nines and tens. Even with my way of scaling women, ain't a whole lot of nines and tens. I'm just saying. This glass that has a generous dollop of Evan Williams Black Label is going to be part of the story, but first, I'm going to go grab another beer. You guys hang out for a moment. I will be right back. Actually, I want to take a sip of this first. Trust me, definitely under. Whoops, hit the button early. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab another beer. You guys play some intermission music in the black and the. Did I say the background? Did it just get dark in here? Play the. Yeah, there you go. I just realized both of these glasses. I actually got them both the same night. I just realized that. We'll be telling a story in a moment. Where's that story so I can throw it in the chat? Actually, next beer we have and supplementing the bourbon I'm drinking tonight, along with the cigar we're smoking tonight, some European cigar. Guinness Extra Stout. Apparently, it was St. Patrick's Day sometime this month. I keep forgetting March is when you have St. Patty's Day. I got the last 6-pack of this Guinness Extra Stout. What is it? 5.6 is about the same firepower as Ben's Original Red. A good beer if you can find it in your area. Techno Man, I think they sell it down in the LA area, so you should be able to get that there as well. One of my favorite styles of beer, these days, red ales. So definitely check that out. First time having it out of a decent glass, and yeah, not bad. Is this less than? Is this a little bit over 10 ounces or something? This has to be pretty small. Oh, it is 11.2. Okay, that's why it fit in this glass so well. I don't know if you can see it, but if you look closely here, it's one of those glasses it's a tasting glass. It has a marker that lets you know where the 10-ounce mark is. And check it out. Cool. Let me see if I can find it. Where do you go? To YouTube? I forgot what I was looking for. There we go. I'm live. 2 people watching. Closing our Dealbreakers. Red flags, red flags, red flags. Check those. Tell me what kind of red flags would turn you off from, I guess, a date or, getting shacked up with somebody, which is totally different things, by the way. I've yet to make that distinction. This wasn't that far back. I don't think it was snow night. Was what the prep on? Oh, it had to have been snow night. Okay, here's what we'll do. Copy the link. Turn this down so I'm not double broadcasting myself here. In the chat. You guys go watch that later. Still watching. No one's hit the like button. Hit the like button. I can see why people ask you to hit the like button now, because people just start watching and they don't hit the like button. What the hell? There you go. That's in there. I go into a lot of let's just say this about broadcasts. I'll talk about this at a later date. Special time in September, by the way. There you go. The fucking thing is gonna follow me again. It's gonna follow me again. She needs teeth, or I need to harpoon to snag her. That's not okay. Well, that's a red flag you can spot pretty well, and it's even if you're talking about dating profiles or something like that, you can spot that pretty easily. I even did that today. I was trolling a few dating profiles, dating sites, dating apps, whatever, what have you. Those pictures were like, the initial pictures like, okay, she looks kind of good, and then you start scrolling like, okay, and then you see something that says, what was it? She's BBW, she's thick, she's curvy, she's whatever. If you don't like bigger chicks, then move on, swipe left, whatever you. And you start scrolling like, okay, hang on. How big are we dealing with here? Because I can deal with a little bit of it. There it goes. Come on now. Come on down. I can already see it falling apart. Fuck it. Here's the way to do it. You're going to deal with whitewash bacon for the rest of the night. There. Hopefully that didn't catch fire. Then you finally get, if they even have it up there, is that one picture of them where they're like, you can see their full body and it's like, Jesus Christ, you're not curvy, you're a fucking beach ball. Like, what the fuck? And that, like, I swipe right on that one. That one I swipe right on. It's like, no, I'm not dealing with that. Other red flags that I'll immediately swipe right on. You see this mostly on Bumble. What is it? A non-negotiable real swipe right, and they'll have something about you need to have your nose covered over your mask. Immediately swipe. Well, I don't care how hot she is. I don't care how close she is. I don't care how. Otherwise, everything else in the profile says, like we would actually pretty get along. I see any shit like that immediately out. Another one, she says anything about veganism, I want to be vegan, or like I'm working on it, or she's being vegan. Immediately out. I don't have time for that shit. So morbidly obese. I don't care what your height is. What's another one? This is something that chicks more or less my skin color or genetics or whatever you want to call it. They do a lot of the shit that black culture is known for. Like, if you're hot, maybe I'll try it. If you're the same level of kind of curvy or BBW, whatever, that I might otherwise tolerate for someone else, nah, I'm out. I've already had enough experience with that. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Tech the Man says another would be if she talks. I'm gonna guess that's what he meant. Talks about having a fantasy about killing herself and her ex by setting the bed on fire with them tied together in the bed. Okay, I have never gotten that one, but okay, yeah. I'd say that'd be a red flag. Now she's talking about her ex, so assumably I'm not going to be the person she's going to be immolating herself in flames with. But yeah, okay. We got I want to die and take people with me fantasies. Okay, I guess that'd be up there. Yeah, those are my. Or you can tell like their rank fucking supermarkets, like they really not only do they put their policies out there, and I don't know if you guys have seen this before. Up here, especially in the West Coast area of Washington State, women are pretty fond of putting their politics in their damn dating profiles, and you see you can have likable causes, and normally it's like it's camping or it's wine or it's visiting friends or going out and all this other stuff. But then the other one was mental health awareness, LGBTQ plus, Black Lives Matter, all cops are bad. Women are conformists, and I can see why the women would do that, especially up here. Tolerate a little bit of that. But if it's the whole damn profile, and I have a whole post on Instagram that I have saved, that's going to be going into probably, I don't even think this profile is real. This is especially based on the app that I found it on. It's like somebody had to parody this one. Chick that is real cute, Asian, but full fucking chest Muriel on, well, her chest. And then just the profile, it's I can't begin to describe how ridiculous it is. That'll be coming up at some point. That one I swiped right just because I wanted to see if I just wanted to hear the damn story. I really did. I mean, but other than that, it's I mean, it's open season as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, but I meant talks. Yeah, I meant talk. Okay, this is a comment earlier. Okay. Now I put up with quite a few things with some of my exes and some of the, kind of the plates or ended up being one night stands, whatever you want to call them. I wish I gotten shit about that in that YouTube video that I put in there. That's Boros giving me a lot of shit, and he's giving me a lot of shit off chats and the private group, the Masking Geek Life, in one of the Zoom chats that we had. And so I like to take my time to defend myself a little bit on that. See, those kind of things I'm fine with, because let's put it this way. I mean, the payout for me, this may differ with you and what's going on in your life and how you're able to defend yourself against this kind of stuff. All this is, dating and everything else, it's cost benefit analysis. And so, is the cost worth the benefit that you're getting? Trust me, at each stage I asked myself this question, and for the most part, it has worked out, at least as far as I go. Enter Bowl of Chaos. Bowl of Chaos, in case you don't know, then the fast increasing chance that you were new here. She was the Native American that I ended up meeting, and subsequently ended up being the last ex that I had, the ex that I had after Bowl of Chaos. When I first met her, I had noticed that she had baby seats in the back of her SUV, which turned out to not be her SUV, but the SUV of not just her ex, but the father of her kids. The father of her kids that she actually lived with. Now, at the time, I also kind of had those, like, all right, I'm not going to date girls with kids. And so I kind of kept her there, I put her in my own version of the friend zone. But since she ended up being my ex, what ended up happening, I went into the whole story. Go look up 15-minute philosophy in memoriam. In fact, I'll see if I can find it and put it in the chat. Hang on a second. But along the times we ended up meeting up and doing other things, and it was even to the point where, the point I had was like, what was it? I didn't want anybody to know exactly where I lived, especially particular, any women I was dealing with. They were like, okay, I want to play away games. That wasn't an option with her because, again, she still lived with the father of her kids. Want to take a wild guess to see how that would have went? Hey, I want to go fuck the woman that you bore children with in the same house you're in. Yeah, take a wild guess to see how well that's going to go. And then one time I actually did end up we did end up getting things done in the backseat at least a little bit. But eventually, I went ahead and I figured it wasn't going to progress any farther unless she was able to come over, and we did. That's his whole story itself. But I still remember, what was it? One of the times she came over, this is back when the smoke was really bad, I remember. She spent the night at my place. She was going to leave. I was going to go visit my folks, and she goes back out. We go back to her car, which I think was also his car too. There you go. Check the mag and go check that out. And there's like a shoe box of some shit that wasn't on her car before, because I don't know if you knew this. Shit like that tends to fall off if you're driving 40 miles an hour on side streets or whatever. That, of course, sends her into damn near a mental breakdown. I had to spend another hour trying to console her, like, on the side of the fucking road. Which she thanks me for later. And, got along later and all this stuff. Then comes another incident where, after that, I told you, okay, your ex-husband is tracking you down to my place. How about you shut your fucking phone off before you get here? Which she did. And there was one incident, this is the incident that really made me think of all of this. And she comes over that night. We do our thing that night in the morning. And this is just how we're doing it in the morning. And we're going at first time. And the second time we're going at it, she's coming towards, her own version of climax. Something that I found out later, and I kind of saw this in the way she walks. You can tell if a woman's had an orgasm by way of penile stimulation. Just so you know. Look it up. I'm not kidding. Look that shit up. You can tell if a woman has had an orgasm by getting fucked versus just clitoris stimulation by the way she walks. She changed the way she walked during her time with me. I'll just leave it at that. But she was having one of those. In mind, this is like late September, October, so it's still pretty damn hot. The window fans are in because it's that hot. Look that dude. She got a baby seat. It's a free child support check. Here's the thing about her situation. She's tribal. She's native, so she lives on the reservation, literally. Well, she lives in reservation housing. She still lives there, by the way, with him. The reason he still lives there is because he's such a fuck up, he couldn't move out. That's why they still live together. And the kid ain't even mine. 2 of them, by the way. Now 3. Look up Learning and Burning. I'll see if I can find that one too. Hang on. No likes, by the way. Hey, thanks, assholes. 2, 3, 4 people watching. No likes. Thanks. I can see a lot of people ask to get the likes though. Now it does help with the algorithms and stuff. Hang on. Learning that should be enough to bring it up. But yeah, we're going at it. You know, she's coming to a climax, basically. And then, you know, her phone's off, but my phone rings. Nobody should be calling me during that time. And so, stupidly, I decide, instead of finishing her off, I decide to look and see who's calling. It's a local number. I'm like, I pick up the phone, and I show it to her, and I'm like, do you know who this number is? She says, yeah, that's the father of her kids. And then we look out the window. Sure enough, she had parked his SUV that she had used to drive over to where I am at the time. You know, and sure enough, there he is. He's standing right outside my open fucking window. And his reasoning for being there is like, okay, I don't know how he got there. He got an Uber or Lyft or took the bus there because he lived across the street from the train station, the transit center. You know, and so I had to have this whole clandestine, like me and him are going back and forth on my fucking text because he got my number from her profile on Apple. Why don't I like Apple? I can't see why. Yeah, Tech the Man. Oh, shit is right. Eventually, he gets him to go away. I have her do this whole thing. She's like stinking around back alleys that I could guide her through. You know, eventually we went ahead and finished our businesses and all that stuff. We went out for quite a while, but you know, I told this to Bull Rush and some other people, and the other stories I can tell you about Wiccan Dog Walker, the one, well, being Wiccan is a deal breaker for a lot of people. I'll tell you right now, they're fucking fun. But this chick, you know, with her issues, and that eventually ended up ending. But, you know, a lot of the people aren't willing to put up with that kind of thing. And you know what? I would not have traded a single fucking day, a single minute of that time that I had with her that I did. Even with that kind of incident happening. Now, obviously, again, the reason I didn't want to bring people to my place is to prevent that kind of fucking thing, that precise thing from happening. Because I didn't want to bring that kind of drama into my life, especially in the area, in the place that I lived at. Especially in the age of Me Too. You don't want that kind of drama there. I understand that. But sometimes you have to take those kind of risks. Sometimes the rewards end up outweighing the risk of that particular situation. Let me give you a specific night that it's always going to live in my head. It was an awesome night. You see this glass here? This glass is from a place that's a little bit closer to me now. But at the time, it was on the way to another place, and I'll show you that glass in a moment. The other one I've been drinking out of. This glass is from Wingmen Brewers. They're in a town called Tacoma, Washington. A brewery that I wanted to visit for a long time, but had the opportunity to go there at this time. And I had the opportunity to go there for a certain event. I'll show you the second glass in a moment. That just showed you why I brought it out in the first place. Aside from the reason of drinking out of it. Now, me and Bola Chaos had gone through a lot of other things until that time. I think we went to Men's Room Black Festival, along with Liberal Packer Wrangler. That was his own adventure. We had gone through a lot of other different things. We had quite a few other sessions at our place. All of which were, again, wouldn't have traded those for the world. Whether it was just, sex or just, just us spending time together. I really did enjoy spending time with her. In fact, that's what we did for the most part. Even before things got really physical. Even though we both knew we wanted things to get physical. I just wasn't permitting it at the time because I didn't want her going where I live. For the reasons that I just outlined. But she comes to my place. I don't remember how she got there. I may have Ubered her there. She might have gotten the bus. I'm not sure. My memory is a little bit faded as far as that goes. She might have stayed over the night. But this event hadn't started yet. It wasn't going to start for a while. And hey, meantime, this is along the way. We could take a bus to this place from here, but we go to Wingmen Brewers. And we do what I normally do when I visit a brewery, and they have their 8 or 9 different beers. And here's what we do. We get sampler sizes of all the different beers there. And we all try them. Try mine. I did the same thing with Hot Russian X when we went to Northwest Brewing. They had about 10 beers. Did the same thing. Caused quite a spectacle, by the way. Who just shows up there and gets samples of 1 million beers? Or all of them? I'll answer that question. Somebody who's not going to be there again, and by the way, can't be there again because that place actually closed down. A fact that I had to tell Hot Russian X's her new boyfriend, her new BFF, because he had visited before, and I looked it up at the time, and it had closed down, and she had no recollection of that until I showed both of them the pictures of us together there, or at least the pictures of her. We do the same thing. We have a good time there. And finally take the train and we go to this place. What was this place? It was Bourbon and Bacon. It's a Bourbon and Bacon Fest. It's $80 to get in this place. By the way, she bought her own way in. So I didn't pay for her to go there. She paid her own way to get in. Probably with your tax dollars at work, but I digress. Take one more hit of this and I think we're done with this. Not bad. I'm not sure if I'm going to get another one, but not bad. Well, we go there. It's the first time they usually hold it in Seattle. This time they held it in Tacoma, which at the time it's even closer now, but at the time it was even closer to get there than the one in normal hold in Seattle. Hell, by the time we got there were people. We got there a little bit after they had started, and there were people who already have. I think what was it? You got 10. There was 2 things you get there. If you were a designated driver, they had other things to do. You get 10 tokens to get things to buy to eat there. There were other vendors for that there too, but they had other vendors that are like distilleries, basically. You can get a half ounce of a shot of something. You also get if you had the full tickets, you could get 10 ounces of that too. We just bought the regular ones. There were premium ones, and figured it would just go through those. We had people like showing like just handing us fucking tickets. We had 10 tokens, and we ended up having like 17 or 18 or 19 of them, and we went through them all. And that's where I got this glass. Now, I don't know if you can see it on here, but there are specific markings on this glass. Glass that I use to this day. She got her own glass, and I don't know what she's done with it since then, but she took it with her. But we had quite the time there. Afterwards, there was another place. It was an arcade that's in the area. It's called Dorky's. And the reason I knew about Dorky's was because of another guy I had at one of the bars that I was 86 from. Basically, he was about to get in a fight with some guy, and I managed to de-escalate the situation. And the guy was so fucking thankful because this guy was in like the special forces. He was Army Ranger or something like that. And he was so terrified of getting to fight this guy because he knew it was going to end up in real bloodshed. And he gave me, I think he gave me his number. He told me where he worked. I was like, hey, anytime you show up there, if you ever show up there, just let me know or just mention my name and we'll get some. He was gone by the time I was there, but we went there afterwards. Hung out for a minute. Hang on, let me show you something real quick because I still have it. Hang on. No, I'm not going to cut the video feed. Too lazy. Oh. I'll have to remember to put this back up. I got this beer. This is how I know it's the Halloween time because the Legion always does like 4 or 5 different beers. There's their Nine Owl, there's their Dark in the Moon, whatever. But there was this beer here. There's a Legion, there's a Dark Knife. I think it's kind of a funny name. I got that beer just to patronize them. And the other games there, and what was the game? It was Crossy Road, I think. And she had the brilliant idea of just downloading the damn game. We played it quite a few times just on our own. Just at the old place that we would hang out at. Basically its own version of Frogger. And we played that game with like another guy who was there. Then we ended up, we got a Lyft ride back to my place, and across the street, there were some neighbors who they had their own thing going on there, and we ended up hanging out with them for a while. It was a pretty fucking good time. On the way back, though, I had put this glass, because I don't know, I just like having kind of mementos of shit like that. This is a memento of my time being there. It was in the same glass, it was in the same bag that this was in. And what ended up happening was that thing ended up cracking this kind of in a unique way. Again, I don't know if you could see it. Maybe I'll take a better picture of it at some point. But it's like it's a real unique way of putting it. I've since kind of repaired it a bit. That's why I'm drinking out of it now. But even before I got like the glass glue or whatever to kind of make sure it wouldn't crack any further, it's real unique. It's really one of a kind. Yeah, obviously I've kept it to this day. Check if I can see it a little bit. Okay, cool. It's I don't know. I'll try to take better pictures of it. I'll post it on Instagram. Again, follow me on Instagram at the goddamn bacon. Again, the reason I have that glass and this one and all the other stuff and a lot of the other memories and other stuff and other stories that I've told here, it's because I didn't just immediately throw it away. Now, Will Rush, I understand where he's coming from. I understand it. He's not wrong. Saying, hey, you know what? Okay, your ex showing up at my place, trying to start trouble, instant out. Like, I'm never going to see you again. I understand that. And again, I originally had the stance, okay, you got kids. That means there's a baby daddy in the house. And by the way, if the father's still in the picture, I don't want to fucking ruin that. If for nothing else, for the kids' fucking sake. I'm no humanitarian by any stretch of the imagination, but Jesus Christ, if the original father of the kids is still in the picture, why not have him raise the fucking children? Do you want me fucking doing it? And that's ultimately what she wanted, and that's part of the reason we ended up splitting up. Or she ended up leaving and going off the fucking rails. Again, a whole nother fucking story. Click on that link up there earlier to get kind of a scoop on what happened with her afterwards. But I wouldn't have a lot of the stories that I'm here now to share with you. Stories that I for one, I wouldn't trade for anything else in the world. That whole fucking thing. I wouldn't have relics like this if I held those damn standards. And call me crazy, but sometimes you got to take those fucking risks. Sometimes you do. Again, that's going to be dependent on your level of cost benefit analysis. Sometimes it's worth it to kind of get, to not put yourself out there in order for self-preservation. Let's put it that way. Sometimes it's worth it, and for her, I saw it as worth it. I have my own reasoning for seeing it as worth it. Hell, like, I've come back with a whole lot of fucking stories as far as she goes. And for my money's worth, would not trade it for anything else. It truly is a wonderful point in my goddamn that I enjoyed damn near every minute I spent with her. Because you know what? She was worth it. She was worth that risk. She was worth bringing her back close in, despite all the risks that she brought. Her ex-husband and the father of kids hating me for the obvious reasons. Her family hating me for other obvious reasons. Okay, I'm pretty sure if her mom still has that damn truck that she picked her up from that parking lot after. Basically, I gave her a raging orgasm. It came inside of her, and she didn't even have time to clean up before going back to her mom was waiting in the parking lot. Pretty sure that stain is still in that damn seat, even if she doesn't have that car anymore. I can see why they didn't like me. A lot of her friends didn't like me. Hell, she ended up losing friends because I was helping her. So didn't like her improving herself. Even going as far as saying, no, I'm not going to be friends with you anymore because you're making me feel bad because I'm not losing, you know, you're losing weight, you're looking better, and it's making me feel bad. That literally fucking happened. I remember getting that damn call on the way home. I still remember the rescue mission I had to go get her out of fucking trouble. Whether it was her fault or otherwise. 2 or 3 fucking times it did. 3 at least. But you know what? The good times I had out of that? Worth it. Good times I had out of, okay. Your standards tattoos. Aaron Clary's good with this. What was it? He put his standard for marijuana, like, as far as you go, body mutilation. Tattoos definitely being one of them. Piercings and other stuff being another. Chair piercings, obviously, to have earrings in. Which I don't even know if those even count. She didn't have any tattoos at the time. I'm pretty sure she has one now. At least a couple. Hell, what's her name? Wiccan Dogwalker. Had plenty of tattoos. And I really didn't find them all that appealing, even though she had a pretty compelling story behind most of them. As most women would. I could have said, hey, you know what? We're going to stop right here. I don't want to deal with this. Had a pretty fucking good time with her at that damn, what do you call it? That water park. We got kicked out in the better seats because of her hot pink vagina. That's what she called her little inflatable couch. Pissed off all the single moms that brought their kids there to go watch Jaws with their kids on Wednesday night. Ended up back at her place. By the way, talk about a fucking mess of a place. Couldn't even see the fucking floor. You know what? Not my goddamn place. I'm just there for the night. The bed was totally fine, and that's where we spent most of our time. Fine with me. I'm not wiping anybody up. I'm not making any real lasting commitments to them. I'm not getting married to them. I'm not cohabitating with them. So what does it matter to me? Ho's a hoe. Deadbeat dad's a deadbeat dad. At least you got a good moral compass to see the forest for the trees, dude. Just my 2 cents on that topic. Are you talking about Ball of Chaos? I guess so. Yeah, again, she tried to, she even made the comment like, after the end, really. She wanted somebody else to be dad, and I wasn't it. And part of that was, look, the father of your kid still wants to be in the picture. So why not let him be in the goddamn picture? That's in the best interest of the fucking children. I'm just here. I'm just Mr. Right Now. And look, I don't know where this is going to go. It lasted longer than I thought it would. Because it was a good time that both of us enjoyed. But, raising those kids is not my responsibility. I had a vasectomy. That's why I was coming inside of you so many goddamn times. Otherwise, I wouldn't. And you enjoyed it. Ask me how I know. But I had that procedure done for a reason. I don't want kids. I don't want my own damn kids, let alone somebody else's. And especially if you have somebody else to help raise them. Why fuck that relationship for them? I already had it happen to me and countless other fucking people. We had those discussions. Again, even the most rational women are going to make emotional choices. Let's put it that way. Maybe she was a hoe. I don't know. Maybe she had fucked around. She was pretty loyal up until she wasn't. So just put it that way. But again, I get all those damn stories. I get all that stuff, all those experiences because I took those risks. You can have all the standards you want in the world. Aaron Clay wrote a book. It was called The Book of Numbers. Go look this up. I think I'm still reading through it now, but it's a good book to go check out. It goes into the women that are quote unquote marriage material, the type of men that they go after, and what basically is a cost benefit analysis is at its purest. That's what it is. It's, is it worth spending my time chasing all these women versus anything else as kind of an average guy? Now, if you're somebody like me, not to flex on myself, but I'm a little bit more than average. I make fairly decent income. I can do things a lot of other people can't do in the bedroom. I'm physically larger, more capable than the average person. And I'm sure there's other things that were in there too, but I can't think of them right now. Plus, I got a lot of I got a lot of life experience somehow, despite my relatively young age. But for the average, it's not worth it. But if you took that and just use it as an excuse, you just went full black pill and said, it's not worth it at all. But then you use that to complain about it's a complete waste of your fucking time. It really is. I look at it and say, okay, it's that bad. Well, I'll keep a line in the water, but I got other things to do. And if a woman wants to make a case why spending time with her is better to me doing, I don't know, this stream, Saturday night, I could be, balls deep in a woman. Who knows? Is she worth my damn time? It could be a Tuesday. I could be writing something or making some food. Or that afternoon, like, I'm doing something else. I'm fucking around in someone else's chat. Or it's that evening and I'm working and I'm listening to a show or something like that. Do you make it worth my damn time? That's how I see that. That's how I see that. But especially just from my position of where I'm not looking to get married to anyone. I'm not looking to cohabitate with anyone. My whole stance is I don't know how long we're going to be together. But as long as we're together, why not make it the best time we have together? Because we don't know when it's going to end. You could cause it to end. I could cause it to end, and I've been on that. I've been on that end myself. I've caused things to end. Ask Cambodian single mom how she knows. We were going together for quite a while. Until Hot Russian X came along. We had a pact, we'll stay together until one of us finds a good significant other. And turns out that I found one before she did. And I had to break that to her. Still remember that conversation till this day. But given my position of I'm not committing really, the most I'll commit is going to be kind of the same. What was it? The Very Union posted this picture, but it's not just theirs. It's a good thing. Was it? Success isn't owned; it's rented, and the rent is due every day. The success in a relationship is also due every day. It's what you earn in that relationship that lets me know that it's still worth doing. Well, Chaos did that. That's why I kept her around, despite her obvious drawbacks and some of the baggage, well, a lot of the baggage that she came with. Same thing with Hot Russian X and a lot of the other girls that I have dealt with either before or after. And so, you know what? Does a girl have kids? I've already dated girl kids. Not really a detractive factor to me. Now she tries to make them more part of my life. That's going to be a little bit more of an issue, but you get there when you get there, and you nip that in the bud as best you can. That's exactly what I did with Bowl of Chaos. And that ended up lasting over a year. A very good year, by the way. I enjoyed every minute of it, even the bad parts. At least if with the bad parts, especially since I'm a content creator now, I get to come back and tell you the damn stories. You guys get to listen to that and then judge from my own experiences how that will work in your own scenario. Would you be able to handle some guy tracking her phone down to your location and finding your number out of her account? Would you be able to handle that? How would you handle that? I imagine most people hadn't thought about that, but you know what? I get to bring you that story because it happened. How do you deal with somebody threatening World War III because they want you to bring the SUV back from the place that you took it to go to another festival before they call the fucking up? That's happened. You know? But it's all a cost and benefit analysis. For me, at least. I can't speak for you. I can't speak for Bull Rush. Obviously, he'd be out. And I don't blame him for being out. For me, it was worth it. Every moment that I had with Bowl of Chaos and the others, they were worth it. Hell, I've even softened my stance on whether I'd allow people to come here. Now, obviously, if they're going to bring active trouble here and I know about it, then that's a different story. But any chick that visits here, they're going to quickly realize, just looking around with all the weaponry that I have just hanging around here, that's going to be a real bad idea. And most chicks know that, like, I fought in fucking international championships and won. Like, bad fucking idea. Go ahead and bring whoever you want here. It's cannon for fodder. It's fodder for cannon. Whatever the phrase is. So I'm not worried about it. And besides, she's going to spend her time bringing it here. It makes things a lot easier for me. So, okay. And as far as just kind of visible, she's got tattoos. That means I'm not investing in her all that much anyways, unless she really makes herself worth investing in. And even then, we ain't cohabitating. We ain't getting married. We're not building a life together. Unless that's together separately and she really makes it worth my time. That's a whole different fucking story. Is she on different medications? That's a whole different story. I haven't had to deal with that before, but you know, if I do, we'll get to that stage when we get to that stage. What can I say? But I see a lot of this, you know, okay, I'm going to have these high standards. Only bang nines and tens. No women with tattoos. No women with. I can understand it. No women with kids. I get it. Hell, I'll tell you about what's her name? A-Dub, who keeps liking everything I do, and she makes sure she follows whatever the hell I'm doing on Instagram. Again, biggest dating app ever. Again, the same chick that she tried to make herself available to me during fucking snow season. Probably not knowing that I make a lot of money when it snows here. She has kids. She also has a living boyfriend that she now lives in with, you know, in a place that she moved in literally up here. She literally moved up here and made it a point to tell me that, hey, she lives way fucking closer. She lives in the same state that I do now, albeit it's about an hour and a half away than she did before. She lived in, was it Sacramento or San Francisco or something like that, which would be on the way to go visit my folks. So I theoretically could have visited her. She could have been a waypoint on the way. Yeah. Happily with her boyfriend, but she's spending time telling me she wants to come meet up and all this other stuff. Whatever. Okay, she's got kids. You know what the discerning factor with her is? The father of her kids fucking died. I don't know why he died or how he died or whatever, but she is in effect a fucking widow. She's not just a single mom. She's a fucking widow. Now, the fact that she's still chasing me, even though she's found quote unquote the love of her life, that'd be a bit suspect. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to shut her out because of that, though. Hey, she wants to have a good time. I am more than willing to provide a good time. What can I say? I got a good cigar laid out for her. I've got some nice infused liquor waiting, which I can wait to drink. It's no, this liquor and cigar, no problem with that. Hey, come on by. Will this guy show up? Who knows? I gotta go look at this guy, and let's just say I'm not threatened. Then again, I'm one of the best fucking fighters on the planet. I ain't worried about shit. And even if he was better than me, then, well, then I'm fucked. And I'm gonna die anyways. So why worry about it anyways? I'm just saying. Me, I'm open to a good time. I was the same way with Bowl of Chaos. I was the same way with Hot Russian Next, even though I was a lot more committed to her than anybody else. And the last person I'll be committed to ever again, as far as that goes. But I'm open to a good time. You know, a good time is going to come with risk. you just have to make sure that the risk is worth taking. And for a lot of the reasons that people write women off, I see it a lot of times I see excuses. Okay, this might take some work, therefore I don't want to do it, and so I'm going to create the excuse that, okay, well, it wasn't worth it anyways. You do sour grapes bullshit. That Aesop's fable. I don't do that. Okay, obviously, no. If she has an obvious rule breaker, for me at least, she's morbidly obese. She's a fucking vegan, or she takes her politics way too fucking seriously, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna try to force this shit on me, even though she says Black Lives Matter and being black from the waist fucking down. I was like, okay, you probably should be more into me than you would, your oppressors or whatever. But you're gonna force it on me. Okay, I don't want to deal with that. Like that shit out. Yes, I have my own standards. Like, I'm not gonna deal with that, but all the other shit is debatable at best. And then finally, you gotta understand, women are moldable, especially for the men that they deal with. Hot Russian X, she molded to, at the time that I helped frame to quote Roll Tomasi. I see your comment, I'll get to it in a moment. And especially Bullet Chaos, because in part, she was kind of mental thing. The same thing that I went through 8, 9, 10 years ago. I can't remember how long ago. She was going through really fresh at the time. So she was essentially a new person. And I recognized that at the time. And that's why I got so invested in her in the first place, because I recognized that and I wanted to help. Of course, that fell through because reasons. Get to that at another time. But she molded to what I was doing. So it was worth it for me. The question, yourself, every woman's going to have red flags, every single one of them, especially these days, especially if you're in the West, especially if you're in the United States, you're in any Western speaking country, hell, a lot even the Eastern countries, you're going to find it. Question is it worth it? And is it worth it for you to take the time to mold her, to kind of course correct her into the correct behaviors, and then take the time to, because she's a woman, she's gonna fuck up, to correct her when she goes awry. I have not had that time to do a lot of that, hence why I am single now, which is fine with me, by the way. But I could have seen a lot of the good times that, hey, if I rejected Bola Chaos and a lot of the other women on the basis of having the high standards, wouldn't have this glass, literally actually wouldn't be in this place if it wasn't for her. It's because of her absence and the incident that happened afterwards. Look up the incident at thegoddamnbacon.com, by the way. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't, not just for her, but me taking the chance on her and her absence leading to that incident. I wouldn't be in the financial place that I am now if it wasn't for her. I owe a lot to that woman. And so, by God, if I had the time machine, if I had to go back and say, okay, I do the boys so like, hey, this guy showed up at my house, or like, she has these kids and like, therefore don't take her. Nah, fuck that. Do exactly what you did It'd be me talking to myself, do exactly what you did because it led you to where you are now. Same thing with Hot Russian X. I would have had all the experience in June Lake and Mammoth Lakes and all those other places, the hot tubs and everything there. And then eventually moving up here. That is thanks to her. Those people that I chose to spend time with, despite the risk, got me to where I am. So I have no regrets. None. And where this leads to me in the future, who fucking knows? Can't predict the future after all. But, hey, I got a voice on YouTube now here. Again, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you actually like this. Nobody likes this apparently, last I checked, so whatever. No, everybody hates my discussions here, even though they tuned in. That's fine. It happens. Follow me at thegoddamnbacon.com. You have questions, email me, bacon@thegoddamnbacon.com. But hey, what can I say? My relatively low standards led me to the best places in my life right now, at least as far as I could tell. And I, for one, am grateful for it. And I would do it again. I would do it all again. Let me get back to the comments and close it out. Close the hole. We read that. Hey, man, all I could say is she's cheating on her so-called man. Ain't my damn problem. I'll get up Belle right then and there. Plus, I'm only taking her someplace neutral. Well, she was broken up with her husband at the time. She just lived with him because he couldn't go anywhere. That was the problem. I think that's what you're talking about. But no, I totally understand that. Hey, if you're talking about A-Dub, the witch girl, well, again, she drove damn near halfway where she lives now. She drove to the halfway place. She didn't know where it was, so I can give her. She's probably going to drive closer by next time she comes up here. So, hey, look again. You're right. Not my problem. Not to mention that if he's looking for a problem, you rather throw a fire with gas, soak panties on. You rather throw a fire gas panties on than get in my face. That's all I'm saying on that topic. I'm not sure what you mean. In California, nope, not anymore. Out of state. June's still out on that one. Jury's still on that one. Sorry. 2 likes already. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks. Only like the video if you actually like it. You know, I'm not one of the people. Red does this all the time. He's like, 4 or 5 people tuning in. 3 likes. Get the likes up. I don't care. Like the video if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then don't like the video. That's fine with me. Hell, if it's better if you throw. I hate to say it, but it's better if you throw criticism. Like if you don't like the video for whatever reason, then at least let me know why you don't like the video, and that. If it's good criticism, I can at least take it to something else towards the future, and I could improve things later. I can at least do that, and then maybe you like it then, if after I improve things, if it's something that's worth considering. Let's put it that way. Most criticism is just shit talking. I don't have time for that, but I would assume people who take the time to listen to this, they actually like what I have to say, and if I'm fucking up, then say something that will be a good criticism, be a good review, whatever. And I can take that and I can take actionable advice with it, so that's fine. All right. I'm going to close it out here. It is now 1:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. There are 4 people here. Get those likes up. I'm just kidding. Winning there. Okay. Like it if you want, whatever. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you would like. I'll take a couple more minutes. I'll hang out here for a moment. If you guys want to throw anything else in, are there any red flags that are a hard no for you? Are there some that you would be more kind of passive on? So, okay, it kind of depends on this situation. Again, like Wiccan Dog Walker, a bunch of tattoos. But you know what? We were never going to... She wanted to get a marriage and all this stuff. We talked about that. But we knew that wasn't going to happen. She was just a chick that was in the rotation, really. Big Blue Blonde, the nurse girl, is going to be coming back up here. At least that's what she said. This coming summer. 5 weeks, I think. That's what the nurse thing is. She'll be coming up here in... Hell, she'll be likely driving herself here. I won't even have to go to her place. She'll be coming to mine. It'd be fucking awesome. Gotta be nice to see those big, nice titties again. Oh, man. She was actually pretty awesome to hang out with, too. Just aside from the sex, it was... And she was right behind... one of the best. But cool to hang out with. And she actually knows about some of my online stuff. Because I shared it with her. She actually enjoyed it. I kind of wonder what she's going to be like when she figures out. They got a lot more other things going on. There's a YouTube channel that I'm now posted on. And that now has actually fairly decent traffic. What she's going to think about that? Probably not that much. Hey, I made progress. I keep telling Techno Man. Sorry for mispronouncing. Like the stories, man. Reminds me of the good old days when I was more spirited and reckless. At stage, I'm not, well, still young enough to act the fool, but want to know better. Well, again, I mean, it's called benefit analysis, my friend. Is this worth it? A lot of things, again, it depends. There's an obvious cost that is going to be really detrimental to your life later on. It's probably not worth it. The hospital plans that I laid out here, for me, they worked out. Your mileage may vary. Trust me, I got a whole lot of these stories. They'll be coming up here at some point. I'll be doing a lot of different stories. Now, whether I get enough if I start paying for enough bandwidth to do it on right here, I don't know. And it's also going to depend on how much time I have. But trust me, there's a lot more stories where I can pull up. lot of my stories come from out of the LA area, believe it or not. A lot of them do. Stories from the LA area, stories that come from the June Lake area, Mammoth Lakes, the Levine area. A lot of stories out of this area too. I have a lot of them. So, and I guess Rob says he said it before because he met me in person. He wrote this in the newsletter for Masking Key. This guy has lived beyond his years. And that's a hard thing to live up to, but I guess I have already. But I put in that time, and I still do. A lot of those stories, I guess, will be coming up. And again, time dependent. All right. Anything else? Keep this open for another minute. We're over the 2-minute mark. Again, if you're listening and you like what you hear, you know what to do. I am trying to grow the channel, so you know what to do. Hit the subscribe bell. You know when I'm going live. You also know whenever I fucking put a goddamn thumbnail, which Dark Like Dugan or Dark of the Dark Like Dugan is very fucking good at putting a goddamn thumbnail in the chat, you know, or on the post, so you know what you're actually tuning into, and it's not just this kind of broken YouTube separate thing that I get to make fun of him later with a super chat. It's just hilarious. FYI, lots of static feedback coming through your mic band. Really? Huh. I did a lot of testing beforehand. It should be fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm maybe a lot of people went on Netflix. It's 1:38 here now. So maybe that's a factor. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out. I'll listen back to this and see if I can hear it on my end. All right, I'm out. I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. I am not the only one active in this house, by the way. Yes, it's my own place, but it's a big complex. Let's just put it that way. It just stopped a few seconds ago. Okay, I don't know. Was it just a spike or something? I'm not sure. That's something that, you know, I keep getting accused on Red's channel. Red Sings the Blues. I was on his channel this week because he was talking about PUA and game and that being dead and all that stuff. And since I kind of come from that background, I had a lot to say on the subject. But I've been there quite a few times, and every time I'm on his channel, like, he always mutes me. They have other people on his channel, like quite a few other people. And he never mutes them. He always mutes me for some fucking reason. It's always me. And I've done every fucking troubleshooting, and I've listened to other shows. I've been on other people's programs and all this stuff, and everything seems just fucking fine. I was on Dark Like Dugan. That's why a lot of you guys are here, because I was on his show. Did you hear any fucking static there? Did you hear any buzzing there? I'm going to take a while to say no, because I listened back to part of that episode, and I didn't hear anything there. So I'm sure I'm fine on my fucking end. I don't know what the fuck is going on his end. He's muting me. I don't know why. Whatever. But he's a good channel. He's good. He's getting up there. He's in 1,000 mark, just like Dark Like Dugan, just like Chris Von Erich and Jack Napier and Masking Geek and the other guys. Neat also are worth tuning into. So go check them out. Thank you very much for taking time to listen to this. Nice. Have a chill night. Peace. Cheers, Techno. Not Techno. It is Techno. Okay. Techno Man. Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna stay in LA for a while, I'll probably visit down there later this year. Let me know what area of LA where maybe we can hang out or something. Who knows? All right. That's all I got. Until next time, take care. What the fuck do I normally say? Stay free, keep it tactical, and above all else, be chaos, my friends.